Hello and welcome back to That's Entertainment, the weekly show where we look at all the interesting entertainment news from last week, this week. Another week, another roundup of the latest production deals announced by the streamers. First, kicking off with Netflix. At the Anime Japan 2021 virtual event, Netflix announced plans for 40 anime titles. Keanu Reeves will star in both a film adaptation and an anime series based on the new comic book series Berserker. Oscar nominee Steven Yeun will star in a 10-part dramedy called Beef. And perhaps most significantly, the world's leading streaming service is moving away from binge viewing model it helped create, with changes to previously announced plans for the latest series of the two of its unscripted US shows, The Circle in April and Too Hot to Handle in June. Well, interesting, they're going back to the old-fashioned method of serializing our releases. The binge approach or strategy was something that I think lots of people appreciated. So to go back to something that's now more serialized or weekly is an interesting step, and I'm puzzled as to why Netflix chose to do that. But they obviously have a method to their madness, and we will find out what that is at some point. Disney Plus have revealed plans for a fresh take on another successful film franchise with a new National Treasure series announced. And Russell Crowe and Zac Efron will star in director Peter Farrelly's The Greatest Beer Run Ever for Apple, based on a true story of a man who left New York in 1967 for Vietnam to track down and share a few beers with his childhood friends in the army. And Amazon's ongoing commitment to local language programming was highlighted once again with the announcement of a significant number of new French productions. Well, content's going global. Sources for production is global. I think the big challenge for all the companies out there that are working on content sourcing now is to look at a global marketplace and see, what can be done outside of Cannes and Berlinale, MIP TV. The fact that these conferences are, were the stalwarts of, content and sales generation, and that being upended by the fact that the pandemic has basically stopped all these conferences from happening. It's going to be very interesting to see the technologies that step into the gap. We've been working with Vula from Singapore, which is an interesting company. They've just employed Thomas Hughes from Lionsgate, and who headed up their whole home entertainment division. So we'll probably see a plethora of new services beginning to break into the market to offer or fill that gap where MIP and Cannes can't at the moment because of the lockdown. In other interesting TV news, Simon Murray, who is the principal analyst at Digital TV Research Limited, released quite an interesting graph. Eastern Europe will lose nearly 5 million pay TV subscribers between 2020 and 2026 to take the total to 78.18 million. Not great, but not as bad as the US. Most of the remaining analog cable TV subscribers are paying very little to receive very little. These homes are reluctant or unable to upgrade to more expensive digital pay TV. There were still 12.6 million analog cable subscribers by the end of 2020. The number of digital pay TV subscribers will increase by nearly 6 million between 2020 and 2026 to 76 million in total. So the penetration of digital services is increasing at the detriment or the decline of the traditional TV models, and we're seeing this happen now in all markets. As more digital services get released and as internet connectivity improves, it's only a matter of time before people start to look at digital TV subscriptions as opposed to standard cable packages. And this research or finding, I think, is actually mirrored by what we're seeing happening within the US. Alex Berger also released quite an interesting graph showing the decline of paid TV versus non-paid TV households from 2017 predicted into 2025. The numbers are in the millions, and as you can see, we are approaching that careful intersection where non-paying TV households, hungry for the AVOD model, are going to exceed the households where people pay for subscriptions. So lots of interesting things that are coming out the market, and some good data here. Keep an eye out for it. It's very interesting to see how this is going to change. That's all for this week. If you would like to like, comment, or subscribe to the show, remember that we both publish to LinkedIn and to YouTube. We value all your feedback and make sure that you share this around. Have a great week. Talk to you again soon. Goodbye.